I'm a disgruntled Eagles fan, and we're awesome.
Welcome Disgruntled. Welcome to a recap video of the Eagles 49ers game this past Sunday. This is the first recap video that I'm doing this season because I did not do one for the Falcons, and I didn't start this recap plus preview each week for the Eagles 2021-2022 season, and I just did a preview of the 49ers game last week or last Saturday, and you guys should check that out. But this is about the Eagles 49ers, and again, hopefully I can keep it under 10 minutes. Now let's get to the point. This was a tough loss in multiple ways. One, we had so many opportunities to score and so many chances to up that lead and to get yards and drain that clock, so we actually won instead of lost 17-11. Another reason why this was such a tough loss, other than it being right in our hands, was that Brandon Graham and Brandon Brooks both got hurt. Brandon Graham got a torn Achilles and is out for the rest of the season. Brandon Brooks, the last time I checked, it was still unsure how long he's going to be out. What it looks like is that he's going to come back late in the season, where it's crunch time and the most important time of the season. Because I feel like how we've been playing, we actually have a shot at the playoffs. Not for certain. It's only 2 games in, so I'm not going to jump the gun as of now. My opinion may change week 8 because we really get an idea of how this team really is. But hopefully Brandon Brooks can come back at the end of the season. But he had something with his pec that he tore, I think. I don't know how long those injuries last because that's the first time I heard any NFL player get injured with that. So I don't know how long those usually take to heal. Nick Sirianni needs to have better play calling. We had first and goal, didn't score. We had 6 plays or 6 opportunities to actually score at the 1 yard line, and we blew them all because we had Josh Norman PI on Devontae Smith, in which we set the downs for us and we still couldn't score. I'm tired of these wide receiver screens and these fucking trick plays. Trick plays rarely work in the NFL, and once you do one trick play, then the entire league knows that you're probably going to call more trick plays in the future. Dallas has been known for this in the past 5 years, where they tried trick plays, or at least in the Jason Garrett era. I don't know too sure about the McCarthy area if he's doing a lot of trick plays, but Jason Garrett tried a lot of trick plays and is one of the big reasons why he lost so many games and was mediocre for his entire career. But trick plays rarely work in the NFL, and it has to be by surprise. But once the league knows that you're likely to do a trick play, then they're going to be looking out for it. Unless if you have a really good trick play that tricks the entire defense and catches them off guard. But now that the league knows that Nick Sirianni tries the trick plays, like the Philly special that was on 3rd and goal and Ward just threw it out of bounds because there was no one open, you just can't do that. Yeah, we just didn't score on the opportunities that we had, and the 49ers defense, despite being very injured, I guess not a lot of key players on that defense were injured. I thought they were, and they probably still are, but they just not really manhandled the offense, but they got to Jalen Hurts and they did what they needed to do to win and just throw Jalen Hurts off guard. I honestly, even though this was a tough loss and we probably should have won, out of all of the possible losses, I'm happy with this loss. Not happy that we lost, but happy for the opportunities in the future because we are still sitting at 1-1. It's still very early in the season, but we looked good in this loss. We just need to capitalize on those opportunities, which would have gave us momentum to score more later in the game. It was tough running on this defense. Let me just look up the rushing attempts or the rushing yards that we had during this game, but we barely got anywhere, I think. Jalen Hurts needs to work on his accuracy. He had a few opportunities where he had guys running open and he just couldn't capitalize on it. Our offense is where we lost this game. I do not blame the defense one lick. The defense played lights out. They held the Niners to under 200 yards passing. Samuel was the only person doing anything on that offense. We held their rushing very low. Our defense nearly had a perfect game. And the reason why we lost and the defense actually gave up those 17 points was because our offense couldn't do anything. We were getting lots of 3 and outs in which was tiring. The defense, especially after the long drives that the 49ers were having, they had complete control in the second half due to them tiring out the defense in the first half. Nick Sirianni's schemes did not work. 49ers dominated the entire second half. And honestly, the last 5 minutes of the second half, or the first half, the second quarter, I mean, they dominated ever since they got that first touchdown. And they went a 5-minute drive, 97 yards. It's just, well, after that, our defense kind of got depleted. And yeah, after that second drive, or that first drive, I think it was after the 49ers went down and scored the touchdown, it was like a 16-plus play drive for like a really long 10-plus minutes or whatever. I don't know exact time, but after that, I just knew that the defense wasn't going to do anything. After that, it was just too defeated, and after the offense just couldn't get the ball rolling. But we actually rushed a lot more than I thought. Jalen Hurts had 10 carries, 82 yards, a touchdown. Miles Sanders had 13 carries, 55 yards. Gainwell had 6 carries, 14 yards. Jalen Hurts had 190 yards, but he went 12 for 23. A little bit over 50%, and that's where everyone was criticizing Jalen Hurts, is for that completion percentage, and he failed to do that. And he failed wide open receivers. Jalen Hurts, even though he didn't turn the ball over, did not have the best game. But he still had glimpses, and the first 2 games is still way too early to say if he's a bust or not. I still want to see him play more. This is his first bad game of the season. Not bad, but mediocre. We just could have won if we just completed some of those opportunities. It's simple as that. Yeah, I'm just not going to get too in-depth into it because you guys probably saw the game. That's all my thoughts. It was just a very frustrating game to watch. We had the game in our bag, but we just failed to complete it. I still have high hopes, and I'm going to do a Dallas preview and release it Friday or Saturday, depending on the opportunity that I have. But yeah, it's just a shame because it was a close game, and if we would have scored off of that 97-yard play, that play, best play of the entire game for the Eagles, 97 yards to Watkins. Quez Watkins is a stud. I love him, and it's just great to see that he catches the ball and is a deep threat. I'm excited to see him in the future, but it's just Jalen Hurts needs to complete more balls too. 12 completions. I mean, we got Watkins at 2 receptions, Goddard at 2 receptions, Gainwell at 2 receptions, Smith at 2 receptions, Ertz at 1 reception, Regular at 2 receptions, and Sanders at 1 reception. You can't have the most, or your receivers, the most that a receiver on your team has is 2 receptions. That's not going to win games. Jalen Hurts needs to complete that ball. But I still have a lot of hope. This hasn't completely destroyed me. It's just, we should be 2-0. We were dominating the first half. It's just, once we couldn't score on that goal line, all the momentum switched to 49ers. And once 49ers scored that first touchdown, all momentum went to the 49ers. They dominated after that. We couldn't get anything going. Eagles made it a little bit exciting towards the end of it, but that was a garbage time touchdown, and yeah, they always find ways to reel you in, because I left before that touchdown but came back in as the reaction show to watch just that drive and get that touchdown. But Eagles always find a way to reel you in. I was just done watching the game, but somehow they reeled me in. I hate it. A thought just popped into my head. The defense, to add on to the defense, the entire defense played really, really well. Even though the 49ers were missing some parts on that offense, but they controlled the entire first half. They went in and out. They did not allow a first down in the first quarter, and that's just crazy. Not allowing a first down in an entire quarter, that's crazy. They didn't even allow a first down in a quarter and a half, but the offense couldn't capitalize on that. And if the offense would have had a long drive, get a touchdown, get some points, that would have gave the defense more momentum, more rest. And I feel like if the offense did their part, we could have had a shutout. But the offense just wasn't there. And Nick Sirianni needs to have better play calling on the offensive side. But I'm really liking this defense. It's the second time where we held a quarterback for under 200 yards. Our cornerback and our secondary is our biggest needs in the past few years, and it looks like we're finally having a strong defense. But our defense, past 2 games, lights out, no complaints there. And if our defense holds up, all we need is our offense just to do something. And hopefully our defense and our offensive line can rebound from Graham and Brooks being out. But yeah, I'm so happy with our defense. Our line is actually getting pressure on the quarterback. Our line is stopping the run right away. The only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is that we've been jumping to the ball a little too early, and the 49ers realized it, so they started pitching it. But if the defense just doesn't jump to the ball so soon and actually hones in on the ball and realizes where the ball is at, then yeah, I think our defense is top 3. If you just fix that, because some misdirections from the 49ers, our defense kind of got lost, and that's how some of the big plays got through from the 49ers. But if we fix that, I think no one's stopping us on defense, and our offense just needs to step up. But thanks for watching.